at least those who slither in the dark in the good. At least they add slither in the dark in a good way. Still wish Crimson Flower had them. Oh, Crimson Flower doesn't have them? I just assumed that they were in every story, but I guess that's wrong. Wait a minute. Did I didn't... I don't think that, Let me, by the way, let me reiterate what I was saying. When I probably said something like the game ended with Edelgard fittingly, decently fitting end. Because anyone watching this, I don't want anyone to think I hate the extra 2 chapters. But my point is, I would, if the game ended on Edelgard, that'd be really cool. But I do like that they add more. I'm all for those who slither in the dark. I'm all for them. I do think the game could have ended on Edelgard and it would have worked out well. Granted, you'd still leave a lot. There'd still be a lot of questions that I would assume the other routes would answer, but either or. So yeah, I'm all for those who slither in the dark. I'm all for them, but I would have been for ending on Edelgard. Either or, really. I think the game benefits better from ending the way it does. After playing Golden Deer once, I think the game ending on those who slither in the dark is better. But I wouldn't hate the Edelgard ending. Crimson Flower ends with Rhea, and it says in the epilogue they fight them. Ah, that's disappointing. That's not to say I'm not going to do Crimson Flower, but that's very disappointing. That you don't get to fight them in the actual game. And as you said, Raptor, Crimson Flower has less chapters.
With Edelgard gone, maybe Fodlan will finally find some peace. That's all well and good, but, she was also the one to put my father under house arrest. So now he's been released and he's taken charge of House Barley. I can't handle it. I can't deal with him. Please, you have to do something.
We can put him back under arrest or exile him.
Thank you so much.
She's happy about that? Okay then, I mean, as long as I make her happy. Hi, Annette.
Finally, that awful war is over. Everyone lost something, and everyone had to make sacrifices. But maybe we can put a stop to all of this pain and loss now. Let's hurry to Shambhala, Professor. We have to defeat them if we ever want to see a world without war.
The most time this will take is just talking to everyone, but other than that, this whole monastery visit shouldn't be long. I'm gonna guess half hour. I don't think I'm gonna be battling at all this month. Just because I don't really need to battle, and I'm pretty good on ore and money. I'm loaded with cash. I don't need any gold. Also, I don't really think I need ore anymore either, so like, honestly, probably not gonna battle this month. Probably not 22 as well. I just don't see the need to. Because I'm already perfectly leveled. Also, I'm max professor rank, so there's no point in fishing and gardening. Which I think that's the... I don't think we're going to be fishing much more in the playthrough. Or at all, rather.
Wake up, eat, train, eat, sleep. We gotta prepare for the assault, but that hasn't changed my routine.
Your routine is always the same. Isn't there more you can do?
All that training and eating I do is for the sake of Fodlan. Gotta stay strong and fed to keep it safe.
I can't picture anyone liking... I can picture people, like, not disliking Raphael, but I can't picture someone saying that Raphael is a good character. He's not an awful one. He's definitely tolerable, but I can't see anyone having Raphael high in their ranking list. Yeah, he's got that whole thing where he wants to do things for his little sister, but that only goes so deep. It doesn't go as deep as I would like it. Give me all this motivation. Also, I'm gonna be real with you. I might auto-instruct a lot more often now. It's this point of the game where I'm just like, I don't hate the monastery, but I just get very... It just doesn't matter as much. Because most of the stats I'm using are like at A rank. Most of them are at S rank. And motivating doesn't even get you much points to begin with. I will cook just to get a stat boost though.
Sounds fun! Let me show you my cooking talent.
Yeah, this just goes on to say, like, it just kind of adds on to why I just think the monastery is better in part 1.
So, the moment we defeat 80, the nobles cozy up to the Alliance and Church. That lot really does think only of themselves and no one else. But then there's Count Burgles. He used to be Minister of Military Affairs. He sacrificed his own life so that all the soldiers and officers who fought could be given quarter. When I heard that, I don't know, that simple act of humanity, I couldn't help it. I burst into tears. You know Count Burgles is Caspar's father, right? I can't even imagine how Caspar must feel about it.
By the way, I did look ahead. I kind of checked to see if there are any paralogs. Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think there are any paralogs though. I did look, and the last few paralogs appear in chapter 17 and 18, and I did every single one, so I don't think they're gonna add more paralogs.
We saved Rhea, and the Empire has crumbled. The kingdom may as well be finished too.
So I think it's like streamlined and straight to the end of the game at this point.
The reasons for me to remain in Fodlan are fading. Of course, I've come this far. May as well see it through to the end.
I'm just faculty training on anything, by the way. The first person I see, I do faculty training with them. I should probably visit the statues, though.
Lady Rhea still seems weak, but at least she's safe now. I'm praying that she'll be well as soon as possible. Goddess, I beg you, protect Lady Rhea.
He's dead. My father's dead. I'm okay, though. Really. I was ready for it. He was a general in the Imperial Army, after all. Minister of Military Affairs. He gave his own life so the Empire's soldiers wouldn't have to lose theirs. That's a fight that only he could take on. He was such a tough guy. This whole time, I fought side by side with you and Claude. But did I ever get any stronger? Will I ever be as strong as my father?
I'm sure you will be one day.
That's this whole, but did I?
Yeah, I did look it up. There are no more paralogs, so I'm like 100% sure on that. And plus, there were only a select few paralogs in part 2 to begin with. But granted, part 2, the paralogs in part 2 depend mainly on who you recruit. Because, like, if you don't recruit certain characters, you can't do certain paralogs. So, for example, there was a paralog in part 2 that involved Petra and Bernadetta. Obviously, I'm doing Golden Deer, so I was only able to do that one because I recruited them. So there could be more paralogs, but I don't have the characters for them. So for me, at least, there's no more paralogs.
This one?
We're at the end of the game, just give me the XP boost.
You're all set. This one? You're all
That further alleviates the reason to grind.
You're all set. This one? This one? You're all
Alright, that's good enough.
soon.
You missed one. There's one with Linhart and Leonie. Oh, I don't have Linhart. I couldn't do it anyway.
could be.
See, that's an example. Like, I have Leone because I'm a golden deer, but I don't have Lindhart. I didn't recruit him.
Is it really prudent to bring Lady Rhea on our upcoming expedition? It would be best not to have her doing anything strenuous, considering how long she was confined.
Doing every paralog in the game is like, it's not impossible. It's near impossible because you would basically need every single character. Because like there's like usually some with like Leonie's Golden Deer and Lindhart's Black Eagle, so I had Leone by default, but I don't have Lindhart, so I did all the paralogs that were available to me, which is enough.
There are still many in Fodlan who are seeking Lady Rhea's salvation. For their sake, we cannot put her in harm's way.
There weren't many paralogs in part 2, though. The only ones I did were like, I did one with Marianne, there was one with Claude. There was also the one I mentioned with Petra and, Bernadetta. Yeah, there weren't too many, but I did the ones available to me.
Oh, Shambhala it was called, right? Scary that it's so close to the House Gonrel territories. Who'd have thought all those creeps were living right under my nose? I was hoping my big brother would help us in this next battle. But he says that I can represent House Gonrel without his help, that I have it in me. I'm glad he recognizes that I have some ability. Still, I wish he wasn't leaving it all to me.
He's got a good point. You are much more capable. Another supply run.
Thanks so
The requests are just
much.
stacked
You're
with
a
supply
sweetheart.
runs. And you most likely have the crops.
Professor, those who slither in the dark. It seems we'll finally discover their true form. I get the sense that they're in league with the mages who experimented on me as a child. I wouldn't be surprised if Edelgard was subjected to them too. There's no telling what their true motives are. But whatever their motives, what they have done is unforgivable. They must be exterminated.
So yeah, I think there's a really, by the way, this is official. I think I'm definitely going to play this again on Monday to finish it.
Professor.
Because if it's just one stream, might as well do it next time.
We rescued Lady Rhea. I can hardly express my joy. But now we know about a new foe who intends to bring her harm. In time, we'll realize the peaceful world that Lady Rhea has always hoped for. I'll have to keep that in mind when I'm fighting.
Alright. Keep talking to people.
Professor.
I see.
I am so glad that Rhea is unharmed. My brother continues to worry about her, however. Of course, I am worried myself. I cannot imagine being in that situation while in such a state. She should just leave things to you and Claude and get the rest she needs.
Yeah, this is literally the only thing I look forward to in monastery times now. Just talking to the party members and seeing their thoughts and opinions on the current situation. Like at this point, this is all I look forward to, and this is only in the first exploration day.
Professor!
Bridget? I almost call her Bridget. I do not know why. Petra and Ignatz together.
Our next opponent is an ally of Solon. Do you remember what Solon called us?
Wasn't Solon's Tomas, right? Traitors?
No. He called us beasts.
Oh, got me. I don't remember.
Meanwhile, he refers to himself as the Savior. Who exactly is he saving?
Alright, I was under the impression that Petra and Ignatz were having a conversation. Well, they kind of are.
The Empire has broken in smithereens. Now it is possible for me to go back to Bridget. But I cannot choose that choice. The time is still too soon for that. We must be stopping the evil for everyone in Fodlan. We will be fighting until the end of it.
I would imagine. Solon is Tomas? Thought so. And Monica, Cronia's Monica. I'm pretty sure.
Professor, Count Burgles, the Minister of Military Affairs, was applying pressure in the West, but he surrendered after the Empire fell.
I didn't mean to talk to you, but I'll read your dialogue.
Cornelia of the Fargus Dukedom seems to have disappeared from the palace, and rather swiftly. He must have realized that the revival of the Old Kingdom was a real threat.
A mysterious power threatening the very future of Fodlan? Certainly we cannot give it leeway. In comparison to this, the internal power struggles in the Alliance are utterly trivial. There is simply no option but victory. The alternative is unthinkable. Perhaps I will have the opportunity to strike the decisive blow on the enemy commander. Oh, that would secure my place in history for certain.
Not a chance of that happening.
Wow.
Sorry to tell you.
We crushed the Empire at long last. But there's no time to bask in our victory. We must prepare for the coming battle. We knew there was a secret group behind the Imperial Army all this time. Now we have a chance to make the first move against them. We have Hubert to thank for that. It's also thanks to him that we were able to rescue Rhea. I still have plenty of questions I'd like to ask her. Well, if we plan to have her march into battle with us again, we'd better let her recuperate. Rhea's the only one who gets a break, though. Everyone else had better start preparing for battle.
Oh, I just remembered. We should see if we can get that bonus shop.
Professor!
Hey, welcome.
This is not the bonus shop.
There's unrest everywhere these days. All of my... I hope things go back to...
Honestly, you say the same thing every time.
Hey, how about a favor?
Secret shop, yes. I need more. Oh, you could buy lots of stuff here. You know what? I'm rich.
Is that the one?
Like, honestly, I'm rich. Just like, buy most of this stuff.
Is that the one? Is that the one? Thanks.
Also, you could buy any amount of Master Seal.
Is that the one?
I don't know how many of these I'm going to use, by the way, but just buy a lot.
Is that the one? Thanks a bunch.
Buy a bunch. Oh, you could also buy stat increases. Which I'll buy, like, I'll buy a few HP ones.
Thanks a bunch.
And this is what having a lot of money is going to help with. The secret shop.
Is that the one? Is that the one? Thanks a bunch.
That's good enough, honestly.
Come back soon.
I probably will. Can't guarantee.
Professor!
I didn't replenish my battalions. Do that right now.
What do you require? Farewell.
Alright, who else can I talk to? Oh, Alois is here. Should talk to him. I think I see exactly where he is.
Oh. What the?
How about...
So I'm already thinking of what to do with my other free days. I'm gonna rest during one of them because the creator sword is low on weapon durability. So we're gonna rest during one day. And I don't know about the other two.
I'm sure the captain is proud of you right now.
I skipped it by accident.
You've done it. You did it. You crushed the Empire and rescued Lady Rhea. I'm sure the captain is proud of you right now. As am I, of course. I'm as proud as if I'd done it myself. Sorry, I didn't mean to overdo it. We still have to deal with Monica's group. Those who killed the captain. We'll knock them down so hard that they can't get back up.
Ba 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 bum.
I thought the war would end with Edelgard's defeat, but that wasn't the case. This may be premature, but I'm feeling a little relieved. I have to consider what I'll do with myself, and where I'll go when this war's finally over. I don't have an answer yet. Let's make sure the next battle puts an end to this war. That way, we can all move forward.
We will all move forward. Oh, why did I go back to the staple? I'm already here.
The folks we're fighting next aren't normal humans, are they? It's that group who caused the Javelin of Light to fall, right? It just doesn't seem like something a human is capable of. I'm not prone to flinching, but I don't feel great about any of this.
That's understandable.
Okay.
A mysterious organization, slithering in the dark of Fodlan, like something out of a midnight tale. It appears these fiends have infiltrated the deepest corners of the Empire. After the fall of Enbar, they've remained well concealed. That said, I would keep an eye on Edelgard's uncle, Lord Arundel. Something about him sits ill with me.
Ba-ba.